Sharkast. 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 IAA Sharkast.
Hello, Sharkland. This is Dr. Don Francis, your host of Sharkast, episode 51. We will be going over the General Assembly slides for this Sharkast episode in case you didn't join us. In fact, it was kind of funny, interesting that we had people calling for the Zoom link. We're moving out of a Zoom world into a real world instead of that virtual world. And so we didn't have a Zoom link for the General Assembly, but we thank the board members and the parents that attended. We really appreciated having you there in person, but we understand some of you were busy, so you were not able to make it to the General Assembly. So we bring it to you in the form of this Sharkcast, where it is a vodcast. You can see it. Our General Assembly was Monday at 6 p.m. on May 16th. And just a little funny story, since we're talking about Zoom a little bit, just as a reminder, remember all the Zoom things we went through for like a year and a half where people start talking but their microphone's not turned on, and then you have to say your microphone's not on, and then the recording feature of Zoom, right? So I actually recorded this Sharkcast earlier today, the whole entire thing. I was getting it set up for a minute. I started recording. I paused it to get to the right slides and then start the Sharkcast over again. And then I went through all the slides. I took all the time to go through all of them and explain them. And I got done and I went to close out my Zoom and I noticed that the recording had been paused. I only had a 1 minute recording. I didn't have all the slides done. So this is effort number 2. So you're gonna get a better effort from Dr. Don on these General Assembly slides. So the school board called to order the General Assembly at 6 p.m. on May 16th. And we talked a little bit about our celebrations first. Our biggest celebration, I think, has to do with each of you. And that's that we welcomed 100 new students to Inter-American Academy this year. That's the highest in the last 10 years of the number of students entering the school new. And we owe that to all of our families here, the new families, but also the families that were here before, because we know those families came because of you. We also had a very successful accreditation visit from Cognia in April. We were able to keep our campus open the entire school year, and we were also able to revise our master facilities plan. In addition to that, our leadership team presented at the MISA conference in Brazil. They presented two-hour workshops where members from the region were very, very interested in our gifted program, our literacy blocks, and our AP capstone program for our high school students. In fact, everyone is talking about Inter-American Academy, saying, how are you able to do the things that you're doing? We want to know, and we want to build these systems in our school. So we are definitely establishing a reputation in the region. Finally, we celebrated IAA events back in person at Inter-American Academy, and the PTO has been incredible under the leadership of the president, Paulo Celery. So thank you, PTO. What an awesome year the 21-22 year has been because of you. In addition to that, at the General Assembly, we had Mrs. K come forward, and we recognized her for her outstanding service at Inter-American Academy. And she announced to the parents that were in attendance that she will be going next year to Monterrey, Mexico, to be the primary director, the elementary principal of ASFM, one of the most prestigious school in Monterrey, Mexico. She will have 1,300, that's 1,300 elementary school students. So congratulations, Mrs. K. And don't forget, you will always be a shark and you will always be part of our family. We can't wait to see the pictures of your next school and the great work that you're doing, so make sure you share with us. In addition to that, at the General Assembly, we introduced our new faculty that will be coming our way this next school year, Kelly and Kyle Popper, elementary and student support teachers that are coming from Colegio Americano of Guatemala, CAG. It's a large American school there. The director there I know personally has said this teaching couple is incredible. They're the best. And so we're so excited to have them coming to Inter-American Academy. We also have Andrea Aiken, who is from Washington State, my home state. Go Cougs. And Andrea will be joining us as an elementary teacher, and she has a lot of experience both in the States and in international schools. So we're happy to have her. And finally, we welcome Michelle Salinas, who is coming from Quito, who is a very experienced science teacher. In fact, she is an IB trainer in the sciences. And so we're very, very happy to welcome her and her family as they move to Guayaquil. Our challenges met. We revised our master facilities plan, which personally took up a lot of my time, but was worth the efforts. We prepared for our accreditation visit by Cognia. We're very grateful to Susan Williams, who's on our faculty and helped us through that process. We also welcomed new families to our campus, which was very exciting. As you can see from our enrollments in 2019-20, pre-pandemic, we reached actually 350 students that school year, and we ended the year with 330 students. We dipped during the pandemic, and then we are growing back upward at 299 students for this school year. We couldn't quite get to that 300 mark, but next year, I'm sure we will. So we're very excited for that. We returned to campus life with the Halloween party, our Thanksgiving celebration, which, by the way, once we started having live performances again from our students, I just got so excited. I cannot wait. Every time our students perform, I get giddy because they're so awesome. They are so good. Their performances are incredible. Their exhibitions are incredible. We would like to thank Mr. Harold and Ms. Mancheno for the great work they do in preparing our students and getting them ready. And then, of course, our students. They're incredible, and we just love to see them perform. We also had our Cafe Concierto. So along with Mrs. Mancheno and Mr. Harold, also thank you to Ms. Lila Baldeon for preparing the students for that great event where they were able to once again perform and show the skill and the abilities that they've acquired while they're here at Inter-American Academy. We're so proud of our students. And finally, we had a great teacher appreciation luncheon. And you can see those good-looking cooks in the middle picture there. And the teachers ate well and relaxed on a Friday afternoon on Teacher Appreciation Day. So we thank PTO for that. That was really awesome. And our teachers were so impressed with what you did for us. So thank you so much, PTO. And finally, we had this last Saturday, International Day. Wow, it was so awesome. Check out all these pictures. All of you look so great. The booths look great. And oh my goodness, the food I have not eaten since Saturday because I was so full. So I've already started working on my strategy for the next International Day. I have a new eating strategy so I can try more of your food because I missed a lot of booths this last year and I wanted to try it all, but I was just too full. So thank you for what an awesome day. We had over 1,000 people that attended and it was incredible. Thank you, PTO. We then moved on with our General Assembly to the board committee reports. We talked about the board of directors' unique purpose, which is the vision of the school, preparing compassionate, happy, successful future global leaders who impact the world in a positive way. By the way, the school board members did a great job of presenting these slides. I will do my best, but I will not do as great a job as them. Those of you that attended the General Assembly and are watching this for seconds, you will realize that they did a super job. So we have a strategic plan at Inter-American Academy. That plan went through last year, but really it keeps going. We have the pillars there, but what the board would like to do over the next year is we'd like to go through our strategic plan and revise it, go through our mission and our vision and revise them, make sure that they're in line with the work that we're doing as a school. And so they'll be including and making you a part of that work because it will be the stakeholders that actually do that work. It'll be the parents and the teachers and the students, and we'll work on it together so that we can make sure that we're keeping up with what we need to keep up with. The world is a dynamic place, and we have to change to be relevant. So our board committee reports for the first one focused on our development and strategic plan, and we already talked about the 100 new students. We also welcome 15 transition students. So awesome to have those kids here. We love them. They're great. They fit right in. They're getting to know their teachers and their friends so that they'll be ready to go in August when they come back for their full, complete first school year at Inter-American Academy. We have our newsletter and our Sharkast. I put a plug in several times during the General Assembly meeting. Please, I have 9 faithful listeners for my Sharkast. I'm trying to get to 10. So go to the school YouTube channel and subscribe, like it, follow it, so I can get that 10th listener, so I can feel validated in doing these Sharkcasts each week. This is episode 51, so I've done a few of them, and I would love it if it benefits you. We've also added a new website at our school. If you've been on the website, it's the same address. It's just a different platform. You will see the newsletter in future years migrate over to the website. So we'll eliminate the newsletter that we sent you by email and WhatsApp, and we'll put that onto our website. It'll be part of our website. Our website will be dynamic. It'll be ever changing, and we'll send you links in the WhatsApp groups instead so that you can go to the relevant parts of the website. So that's going to be a change in the future with our communications. And this is a picture of the new website, different parts of the website. You can see we have some testimonials in there for new families that are looking at the school. Some of your families are the testimonials, so that's great to be able to see your pictures and you talk a little bit about what the school means to you. So that's pretty cool. If there's others that aren't in the testimonies that want to be, you can contact Andrea Arboleda and she will help get that set up so we can put you on the website. So that's exciting. Next, the Finance Committee presented its slides, and the first thing they talked about is how our budget really revolves around teachers, because that is what we're investing in to work with our kids. So for international teachers, the hiring process actually starts September through November. You might not realize that we start the process of interviewing teachers as soon as October sometimes, and that we hire most of our teachers that are international teachers by December or January at the latest. And so because of that, our budget needs to be set by February, which gives us the ability to hire those teachers and fulfill those contracts that the teachers are signing with us. So as you saw earlier, our enrollment's in a healthy place, and the enrollment is what dictates the budget at Inter-American Academy. We're a nonprofit school, so we're not here to make money. A lot of schools around us are profit schools, so they want to make money, and that's their goal. Our goal is to provide the best education possible for our students. So all of the money goes to students, to services for students, to our teachers, so that they can help those students succeed. So these are the assumptions that the Finance Committee shared with the parents on Monday. 2% increase in registration and monthly fees, 25% discount in matricula, that's registration, if it's done by May 31st. So you still have some time. If you haven't registered for next year, make sure you register to take advantage of that 25% discount. There will be no AP course fees, although the test fees will still apply because those are from the College Board, not from us. We will be reinstituting our yearly fees for student support services. And 2 other assumptions that we have with the budget is to maintain a quality education with student needs as a priority without dipping into our reserves. And finally, keep our reserves strong to stay healthy through the construction process. We're very lucky to have very strong reserves right now. And so we'll continue to keep those where they're at so that we can go through the phases of our construction process with security. Financial assistance offered to 23 families this year in the form of $117,000. And we received several U.S. State Department grants, the COVID-19 grant of $13,747, and our normal yearly ICAS grant of $75,000. That grant normally is $45,000 to $50,000, but the State Department was extremely generous with us because of our nature as a small school during the pandemic, and so we were able to receive additional support. What's wonderful about Inter-American Academy with this relationship with the U.S. State Department is that this money goes to all of our children. It helps all of us as a school. And so that's not, you're not paying tuition. This money comes to the programs that help support our kids. And we're very, very happy to have that support. This is the results of our budget. So you can see in the left-hand column, our budget from last year. which we were 300. If we look at the top line, the EBITDA, that's really the bottom line. $347,571 in the positive. And then this year, we're projected to finish the year at $35,592 in the negative. You might ask, okay, why are we finishing the year in the negative? Well, if you look to the left and you see how much in the positive we finished last year, you know that the reason why we finished that much in the positive is because of the pandemic, and because most of the year we were virtual. We didn't have as many teachers. And in addition to that, we weren't able to order containers, materials, books, supplies. And so now we're making up for 2 years of not having those orders. So all that will be coming this summer for the next academic school year. In addition, we've rehired the positions that we lost during the pandemic. And also, one of the big factors is our teachers are receiving professional learning this summer. Quite a few teachers for advanced placement and standards-based grading. And that's going to cost us some money, but that's because we haven't been able to do that for 3 years. So we're very excited about that, and it's definitely worth it. If you go to the last column, you can see that we developed a budget as a board based on 280 students, and that budget that was approved in February will show around a $128,000 in the positive end of year gain. Obviously, we have more than 280 students currently, and so we expect to really have around 300 students next academic school year. So that number will go up quite a bit based on the number of students that we have. This is a chart that the board wanted to share with the parents regarding the salaries for our U.S. expat teachers and then the states that they come from. So all of the states that you see here, California, Colorado, Florida, Iowa, Minnesota, New York, Pennsylvania, Texas, Washington, those are all states where we've hired teachers from over the past 4 years. And so we wanted to give the parents a little comparison so they can see if those teachers were to remain in their home states, how much money they would be making compared to how much money they make at Inter-American Academy. Here they're making between $33,000 and $34,000. That's like the middle level average salary of a teacher. All of these are average salaries. So all the first year teachers lumped in with the 30-year teachers and master's degrees and doctorates and all that lumped in together. So you can see if teachers are coming from California, New York, or Washington, they're making upwards of $80,000, whereas they're taking a pretty serious pay cut if they come to Inter-American Academy. Why would they come to Inter-American Academy? Well, we're pretty awesome. We're a family school. We're small. We really focus just on the kids. We don't have to focus on politics or polarization or money attached with strings like many of the teachers in the public schools have to deal with in the States. We're able to just focus on our students and what they need and help them with what they need. And so a lot of teachers, they want to be a part of that, and they want to be here in Ecuador. They love this country. They love Guayaquil. And so they come here and they take a pay cut because they love your kids and they want to be with your kids. And this is the principals too, the same thing. They're taking a big pay cut too. So Mrs. K, being here all these years, she was getting paid like less than she would get paid as a teacher in the States. And we just really appreciate the work that she did for the school. So there are sacrifices that are made. The reason why the board wanted to share this slide with the parents is because there's something called a teacher shortage in the States right now. Many school districts are not able to fill all the positions that they have open, and they're desperate to get new teachers. So these salaries that you see here are going up. They're increasing. They're trying to find funding so they can bring more teachers into the profession. So teachers that are on the market, they're strongly considering staying at home, and a lot of them are staying at home or returning from international schools to their home states to teach. We're seeing this trend around the world. When I talk to my director friends from other countries, they're having trouble hiring their teachers for this next school year. There's not as many candidates out there. There's not as many quality teachers out here. So our board wants to really strongly look into the future and make sure that we assure that we can continue to hire the best teachers in the world at Inter-American Academy by making sure that we're a little more competitive with our salaries in the future. The facilities committee then presented to us, and I'm not going to take a lot of time on these slides because again, I would put a plug in for Sharkast episode 50, which is all about the master facilities plan with pictures of the new building and schematics, blueprints. You can check it all out. I'm with the architect in Sharkast episode 50. So take a look at that. I'm going to go through these slides really quickly, but not spend a lot of time on them. But I will tell you this, the first project will be taking place this summer. So when you come back August 15th, the changes that you will see in the campus, you won't see the new buildings or the renovated buildings, but you will see major changes in the campus. This is a picture going down from the library to the AB block. Remember all the stairs that used to be there? One set of stairs right here, another set of stairs right here, both different shapes and sizes and not very fun and not very even and dangerous. Those are going to be gone, and there'll be a natural pathway that goes down to the AB block. They'll be covered area for the rainy season. So that's going to be the big changes. If you look at this picture, this rendering, you can see that the same level as the library door will be the level of the walkway that goes out to the parking lot. And then that walkway on the other side of the G building or the library will start gradually going down to the AB block. It'll be something like an 8 or 7% grade. So a very gradual slope, so that if somebody is in a wheelchair, they're not going to be going 100 miles an hour when they reach the A and the B building. So this is another bird's eye view of that same picture and what that will look like in the future. This will be the new parking lot. When you drive in August 15th, you will see a new parking lot with very nice pavers in the parking lot instead of the gravel and dirt, a new pickup drop-off area. You will not see that building in the background. That probably won't start until September or October of this year. But that will be the new administrative building on that first floor that you see there, and then the new secondary school on the 3rd and 4th floors. You probably also won't see those cars because it's not likely that our teachers are going to have those kind of cars in the parking lot when you drive in. This will be the new building from the side view. If you were in the swimming pool, this is what you would see in the new building. Sharky on the side. We love Sharky. And then from the football field, you will see this view. Nice open court area. The quad just got bigger, 4 times bigger. Again, Sharkcast episode 50. If you want to see more about our master facilities plan with Humberto Plaza, the architect that's been working with the school and meeting with some of you out there to get your opinions on the new school building. Next, our governance committee met, and they talked about the work that they do. The 2 main purposes is to update policy manuals and board operation handbooks and to review the skills and needs of the board. This year, they worked on several projects. The main project was the scholarship and financial aid policy. A change in that policy is that new administrative personnel will no longer receive scholarships. The personnel that already exist in the school that have scholarships will retain the scholarships that they have. Also, a change will be the financial aid may be granted to families in need on a 1-year basis by decision of the financial aid committee. So there's a new committee now made up of several administrators and several board members, and they will be looking at any financial aid applications and assessing those. Also, the board began work on a naming and fundraising policy for sponsors. So the pavers that you saw in the parking lot, and they'll be under the covered walkways, you can buy a paver for your family where we put your name, we engrave your name on the paver. So it'll exist for the next 50 years. That's what we want for this facilities project, is that we want relevance for the next 50 years with our buildings. And so you can be a part of the legacy, and we'll be getting you more information about that in the future with our new naming and fundraising policy that the board will introduce. We had an election of board members, and these are the qualities that the board looks for in new members. And we had 2 new members that were accepted at the General Assembly, Charles Willer and Ludovic Stoffler. And so we want to welcome them to the board. We're so happy to have them. They both have expertise that the board was looking for. They both did interviews with the board and really excited to serve. So we welcome you gentlemen to the school board. That was the end of our General Assembly. Go Sharks!